Yo, what's up, legends? Before we watch this episode of Release Parties podcast featuring Rust and Fire, go get a Rust and Fire trucker hat today at www.nomore.com to support local art.
That's pretty good.
Just in case it doesn't actually make it on camera, I'm going to pull out my cell phone here and I'll add this into the video, but we're sitting in front of this amazing fire, man named
Rust and Fire.
I could not have done this unless there was a fire involved in it somehow, so I'm glad that we got to do that. But with the name Rust and Fire in itself, where does this sort of stem from?
Well, you know, as I was sort of putting together this idea for this project, I kind of felt like I wanted to create something that would be a collaborative effort, because as a singer-songwriter, I wanted to not really make a singer-songwriter EP. Like, I wanted it to feel like a full production, and I wanted to, work with, people I know and some people I don't know, and have it sort of feel like it's a, something bigger than just me, and also to go in the future and to be able to collaborate with other artists. And I'm continuing to write with Andre, and I'm performing with Matt and Lindsay, and to be able to bring people in and just to feel like they're part of something that's sort of a collective. So that was sort of the idea that I wanted to do. So then I started playing with names and what was it going to be, and it's kind of like when you're trying to name something like that, it's kind of like, how long is a piece of string, right? It's just like there's so many options and combinations, and so I was just brainstorming, and I just I just kind of felt like there was a interesting contrast in there that sort of plays to where I am in life. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I've got a bit of rust on the bones, but I've still got fire, right? And I just I want that to come across, that it's it's a bit of each.
Yeah, and you really do feel like you're coming through the fire when you listen to the music. So the name is just so fitting to match with the music. And
oh, thank you.
Which song went where? How'd you do that so well? Because it all flows from beginning to end.
Yes.
Was that a long process, or was it sorted out fairly quickly? Or
yeah, well, we started with I think it was 14 songs.
Oh yeah.
And we brought it down and brought it down and brought it down. Like, I was demoing songs, I sent them to Winston, and we were listening to them together, and then we picked these four songs, and I also went I have a mentor named Deborah Holland, who's an amazing songwriter in her own right, and she has been a songwriting mentor to me for years, and so when we kind of had it down to like 6 or 7, I went to her with all my song sheets, and we played through all the songs, and she was just like, you gotta do this one, you gotta do this one, this gotta do this. She's very matter of fact,
yeah,
and which is great, which is what we all love about her, is she just sort of cuts through the crap and tells it like it is. So I sat with that for a while, and I think I made one change from that list that she'd come up with, and then as we were recording them, I was playing with it constantly. I had the tracks, every iteration as we went. I was making playlists in iTunes and just kind of going through the order, because I wanted it to be a bit of a journey as well. Like, I think you kind of picked up on, and Back in Manitoba was a bit lighter and happier in tone, so it kind of maybe lifts you up a little bit from the reflective qualities of More Days, and then Too Soon is
gut-wrenching.
It's a bit of a gut punch, yeah.
100% a gut punch.
Yeah. So that's the song I co-wrote with my buddy Andre, Chris, and it had the title for a long time. We used to meet here before COVID and write, and it was one of the ones that was always on the list, and we just were like, and I told him the concept, and I had the title, and I was like, I really want to write this song, and I feel like it's a song I need to co-write, because it's going to be heavy, and it could be maudlin if it's not done right, but So I think having two voices to kind of get it into shape would be a good use of that sort of title and energy. But it's also, because the subject matter of it's sort of that rawness of losing someone, and what happens to you at 4 a.m. right after that's happened, and you can't sleep, and you don't know how to process your emotions or even think about the person, because the memories are helpful and hurtful at the same time, right? So you're just in that state, and so we really went for it, and I guess it's kind of the emotional heart of the album in a way, that it just kind of brings a lot of the themes together, because in More Days we're talking about sort of facing mortality, and this is facing the aftermath, and I mean, the production just, I thought, brought it to life, and that guitar solo that Chris comes in with is just that's one of my favorite highlights of the album, is when that.
I mean, if you can't soak in those statements and not be interested enough to just go even listen to that song alone, I mean, I don't really know what even I'm doing setting up all these microphones, but that song really, really hits hard, and I have a hard time getting through that one. I think we've all dealt with loss in our life in some form or another,
Yeah.
And if you haven't, it's coming, and it's part of the process of being a human being is dealing with that, and the memories are, I've never heard it put that way. It's such a great way to put it, but it's like, it's great that you have these great memories, but it's also so painful when you're going through it.
Yeah, and it's one of those phrases that's it's kind of become a cliche and a punchline in modern culture, but it's also I've been through a bunch of friends and relatives and around people that have lost people, and that's what everyone says, and it's been friends that have lost their a parent who was in their late 80s. I mean, even me, I lost my dad last year he was almost 92, right? And it still seemed, felt like it was too soon, right? You're never ready for it, right? And so you just feel like you want that one more hour, day, week, month, year, and it's as much as, even when it's coming, it feels like it's too soon. So I just felt like just diving into that emotion and trying to mine it for something that might be a comfort to someone that realizes that they're not the only one feeling that way.
It is. It's never enough time.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that I wanted to take on this project, is as I've written so many songs, and just to give them a chance and give them a life, and I'm not writing for the pop charts, obviously, but it's it's sort of a vein of songwriting that I think speaks to some people, and I just wanted to get them out into the world in a way. I mean, I play little shows around, and we get 30 to 50 people hearing them at a time, but I just wanted to kind of create a best representation I could of some of these songs. So I get so lost when I see myself in the glass. Could that face really be me? I've chased down my dreams, I've played out all my cards. I'm finally starting to see. Well, I got more days behind me, 20,000 setting suns, more days behind me. There's fewer days to come. lives in the fire. A young man brings to his world. I know all these doors may stay closed. I still got some fight. I'll choose my battles this time. I can't run down every road. Well, I got more days behind me, 20,000 setting suns, more days behind me. There's fewer days, there's fewer days to come. Well, time, it's not on my side. My hour has yet to arrive. I'm floating, oh, I'm floating, yeah, yeah. I got more days behind me, 20,000 setting suns, more days behind me. There's fewer days, there's fewer days to come. There's fewer days to come.
But you mentioned that there was a lot more songs. What happens to all the songs that didn't quite make it? Do those get just passed on, or do they end up becoming something?
Yeah. So I always imagined this was volume 1. So I just was talking to Winston last month about getting back in the studio and working on volume 2. Of course, I keep writing, so I've got other new songs as well. So got to go through all that material and figure out what to do. I played 2 of the songs that I'm thinking about for the volume 2 on Friday night at a coffee house show, and it went really well, and people commented on both of them. So I thought that was a good sign. So
yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than just the intimacy of a really stripped down set and just letting the vocals really ride over a couple instruments.
Yeah.
I always love that. And if people get a chance come out and see you live, I mean, I haven't even had a chance yet myself.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can drag a couple people out to the next time you're performing and get to really soak this in a live setting. Because I think, I mean, this is just my imagination, but I imagine these songs are best served under that setting of seeing you just really raw in person performing them.
This level of production is really allowed, and Matt and I had a big chat about it after, to really get to the emotion in the song and really be able to sing quieter and use the mic and the guitar to sort of amplify you into this large room, right? And so, and then I think you connect with people on a more intimate way than when you're feeling like you have to turn up your energy to 10 to kind of do that. And it was that's what we want to try to build a bit of a show around that idea, and have it's kind of the contrast of just stripping the song down to its bare minimum, but then having the amplification and the sound design to to communicate it to people and be kind of understated in the performance.
Yeah, and I really do gotta come out and see a show. It must happen. This is a must that must happen.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for.
Well, and we're gonna do more shows. Like they've been few and far between for a lot of reasons.
And hopefully I can share with my audience when the shows come up and stuff to help bring some people out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Winter is sinking its teeth in. It feels close to 40 below. We just go on.